Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we are going to be tackling something that I think a lot of business owners will find very, very useful.
Yeah.
We're diving into Wassenger's automatic replies for WhatsApp,
Okay.
which, from what I understand,
Yeah.
is all about boosting productivity and making your customers happier at the same time,
Right.
which sounds like a win-win.
It is.
So I'm interested to hear more about this.
For sure. And for anyone who's already using WhatsApp Business,
That's right.
you'll see how Wassenger really takes those auto replies to the next level.
Okay.
It gives you more types of replies, more control over who actually sees them and when they see them.
Okay.
So it really expands on what's already there.
So it's like they took the standard features and were like, how can we make this even better? How can we make this even more useful?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these different types then. What kind of replies are we talking about here?
Okay, so the first one is the classic welcome message. This is like your digital handshake.
Oh.
Instead of just getting, a generic notification when someone reaches out,
Right?
you can craft a personalized greeting that makes your business feel more, approachable, more friendly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I always feel more comfortable when I know a business is paying attention. Yeah.
exactly. And the best part is with Wassenger, you can do more than just plain text.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can add emojis, images, even quick reply buttons.
Huh.
Like, imagine this. Your customer gets a welcome message.
Okay.
And they can immediately click to browse your products or, check their order status.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes the whole experience so much smoother.
Yeah, I mean, little things like that can really make a difference, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what else is there?
All right. Next up, we have the out of office reply. Because nobody likes to be left hanging.
Yeah, nobody likes to be ignored.
Exactly. With Wassenger, you can set this up for specific days and times. So even when you're not working, your customers know when they can expect to hear back from you.
Makes sense.
And, if you have some really important clients who need an immediate response, you can actually exclude them from these automated messages.
Oh, that's really smart.
So it really lets you prioritize certain contexts.
That's a good point. I like that. So it takes the guesswork out for the customers.
Right.
And lets you, keep those important relationships going strong.
Exactly.
Okay, now what about when you are in the office? You're there ready to work,
Right.
but you're just swamped with inquiries.
Yeah. So that's where busy hours comes in.
Okay.
This feature automatically sends a message to the customer if they've been waiting for a response for more than 3 minutes.
Okay.
So it basically acknowledges them and lets them know that you've seen their message and you'll get back to them as soon as you can.
Right. Yeah, you're not ignoring them.
Right.
You're just busy.
Exactly. It's a small touch. But it makes a big difference in managing expectations and preventing frustration.
Yeah, I can see that. Nobody wants to feel like they're being forgotten about.
Right.
So just acknowledging them that,
Yeah.
I see you, I hear you,
You got it.
I'll get to you soon.
Right.
Very important.
Right.
Okay, so that covers sort of like the basics, I guess.
Right. The essential.
But what else does Wassenger have up its sleeve?
Yeah.
What other cool stuff can it do?
All right. So now we're going to move into some features that are only available on the business and enterprise plans.
Okay.
Starting with follow-up messages.
Ooh, follow-up messages.
These are great for keeping the conversation going and, nurturing those valuable leads. So let's say a customer adds some items to their cart, but then they don't actually complete the purchase.
Yeah, they abandon the cart, as they say.
Exactly. A follow-up message could be just the thing to gently nudge them back.
Oh, that's clever.
And maybe even recover that sale that you might have lost.
Yeah, it's a little safety net in
Right.
your sales funnel.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, so what's the last one then? What's our final reply type?
Okay, the last one is calls not available.
Calls not available.
And this is all about managing expectations for people who prefer to call you.
Okay.
Instead of letting the phone just ring and ring,
Right.
it automatically sends a message explaining your current availability and offering alternative ways for them to get in touch,
Oh, that's good.
like maybe an email address or a chat option.
Right, right.
So it's all about providing options.
Yeah, I like that. It's interesting how each of these replies really seems tailored to a specific customer need or a specific, potential pain point.
Right.
So it's not just automation for the sake of automation. It's really about strategically using these tools to make the customer experience better.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, so now I'm thinking like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
WhatsApp Business already has like some of those basic auto-reply features, right?
Right.
So what makes Wassenger so special?
Good question.
Why would I even bother with this?
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Wassenger gives you so much more.
Okay.
It's like they took those basic features
Yeah.
and they supercharged them.
Okay.
So for starters,
Yeah.
you get a wider range of options, those follow-up messages, the calls not available feature.
Right.
Those are unique to Wassenger. You won't find those in standard WhatsApp.
Okay, so I'm already getting more tools.
Right.
More specialized tools to handle those specific situations.
Yeah.
I like that. And I guess it's not just about the types of replies either.
Right.
It's about like how much control you have over them.
Exactly. With Wassenger, you can really fine-tune who gets each reply and when they get it.
Okay.
So you can target, new contacts versus everyone. You can exclude chats that are already resolved. You can even block specific numbers if you need to.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And then there's the timing.
Okay.
You can set your welcome message frequency, specific days and times for the out-of-office message, even adjust that 3-minute wait for busy hours.
That is a lot of control.
It is.
But is there a risk of like overwhelming people with too many options?
I mean, it's a valid concern,
Right.
but I think Wassenger has done a really good job of making the interface intuitive and user-friendly. Plus, all that control means you can really tailor the experience to your specific business needs.
Yeah.
You're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all solution.
That's true. So it's really about flexibility.
Exactly.
It seems like it's a key theme here with Wassenger.
It is.
Okay, I want to shift gears just a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about those FAQs that you mentioned earlier.
Sure.
What are some of the common concerns that people have about automatic replies?
One of the biggest concerns is that they'll come across as impersonal
Okay.
or robotic, especially with that little robot icon that often shows up with them.
Yeah. Like you're talking to a machine.
Exactly.
Right.
But honestly, I think that icon can actually be a good thing.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, it provides transparency. It makes it really clear that this is an automated message versus a message from a real person.
Okay.
So no one's being tricked into thinking they're talking to a human when they're not.
That's true. It's all about being upfront.
Exactly.
And honest.
Yep.
And what about the chat status? If a chat gets an automatic reply, does it automatically get marked as read?
Good question.
I could see how that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Messages getting lost in the shuffle.
Right. No, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, good.
Even with an automatic reply, the chat stays marked as unread.
Okay.
It's like a fail-safe to make sure your team doesn't miss any important messages.
Oh, that's a relief. So it sounds like Wassenger has really thought through these potential problems.
Yeah, they've done their homework.
And come up with ways to like work around them.
Exactly.
Very cool. Now, all this talk about features and benefits makes me wonder, is there a risk of going too far?
Oh, interesting.
Like, when does it become less about efficiency and more about just feeling like a faceless machine?
That is a fantastic question.
Right.
And it's something that every business really needs to think about.
Yeah.
The key is to strike a balance.
Okay.
Automation should be there to make things better, not to make things worse.
To enhance the customer experience, not take away from it.
Exactly.
So it's not about replacing human interaction entirely.
Right.
It's more about strategically using these tools to make things smoother and more efficient for everybody.
Exactly.
So it's about, using technology for what it's good at, which is efficiency.
Right.
And then keeping the human element for those things that require, empathy and problem solving and that personal touch.
You got it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So now I'm thinking even bigger picture here.
Okay.
How do you see automation shaping the future of customer service?
Wow. That is a question that probably deserves its own entire deep dive episode.
Right. It's a big one.
But I think in short, we're just at the beginning. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible with automation.
Okay.
AI-powered tools are getting more and more sophisticated every day.
That's true.
So imagine things like personalized product recommendations that actually learn from a customer's past purchases.
Okay.
Or proactive support that can anticipate what a customer needs before they even ask.
Wow.
And virtual assistants that can handle really complex inquiries with almost human-like understanding.
That's both exciting and kind of intimidating.
It is. It raises a lot of questions.
Right.
But it also highlights how important it is for businesses to stay on top of these technologies.
Yeah, you don't want to get left behind.
Exactly. What works today might not work tomorrow.
That's a good reminder for all of us, I think. Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
I love a good brain teaser.
So we've talked a lot about the benefits of Wassenger's automatic replies.
Right, from the business side of things.
Exactly, from the business perspective.
Yeah.
So I want to flip the script for a minute.
Okay.
And think about it from the customer's point of view.
Makes sense.
So as a customer, how do you feel about interacting with automated systems?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that line between helpful automation
Right.
and just feeling like you're talking to a robot?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll explore more in our next segment.
Great. I'm looking forward to it. So join us again next time for part 2.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye. It's a really interesting question, because I think we've all been there as customers.
Oh, yeah.
Where sometimes you're like, yes, thank you, automation. You answered my question so quickly.
Right. It was so easy.
Right, exactly. But then other times you just really want to talk to a real person.
Mm-hmm.
You want that human connection.
Yeah, you want to feel like you're being heard.
Exactly. You want to feel understood.
Not just processed.
Right. And I think it really depends on the situation.
Okay.
Like sometimes a quick automated answer is perfect, but other times you need that empathy that you can only get from another human.
Yeah, so it's about finding that right balance.
Exactly. And that balance might be different for every customer and for every situation.
Okay. So what does that mean for businesses then?
Well, it means that businesses need to be really careful about how they use automation.
Okay.
They need to think about the customer experience and make sure that those automated interactions are actually helpful.
Okay.
Not just adding another layer of frustration.
So it's not just about implementing the technology.
Right.
It's about implementing it in a way that makes sense for the customer.
Exactly. It's about being thoughtful and intentional.
And remembering that at the end of the day, we're dealing with real people.
Yes. Real people with real feelings.
Not just numbers on a screen.
Exactly.
Okay. So bringing it back to our deep dive today.
Yeah.
It sounds like Wassenger's automatic replies can be a really powerful tool.
They can.
But it's important to use them strategically
Right.
and thoughtfully.
Thinking about the customer journey.
Yes.
And making sure that those automated interactions are adding value.
Okay. So if I'm a business owner using WhatsApp, what would you say to me?
I would say definitely check out Wassenger and experiment with these features. You might be surprised at how much of a difference they can make.
For your business?
For your business and for your customers.
And even if you're not a business owner?
Yeah.
I think this conversation is still relevant, right?
Absolutely. Because automation is everywhere.
It is.
And it's only going to become more prevalent.
So we need to be thinking about this.
Yes. We need to be asking ourselves, what are our expectations?
Right?
What are our preferences when it comes to interacting with technology?
Because those answers are going to shape the future.
They are. So think about it.
Wow. This has been a really thought-provoking deep dive.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We have. From the specific features of Wassenger to the bigger questions about automation and the customer experience.
And hopefully it's given you some new ideas to consider.
Yeah, maybe even some inspiration for your own business.
Or just for your life in general.
Well said. So keep those questions coming.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Keep learning.
And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.